Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV and the Traitors Edition. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea per. And I'm not drinking anything, didn't grab anything, but I do have my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses unless your postal service is a little delayed. But a delay is never a denial. So it might come late, but you can still get it. So get your cup merged. And as you can see, I finally recruited another trader to join me. I wonder who it could be.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
it is me. Of course, it's
I
me.
knew you'd say yes. I
Yes.
knew you'd say yes.
Listen, I just knew listen. If I said no, I would have been dead tomorrow. I know you too well, Lana. I know
You
you
do.
too well.
You do.
No. Hello, everyone. I'm Lewis. I am a UK hun here to stun.
No, period.
Yes,
I love
I
it.
was workshopping. I was workshopping that on the ESC channel earlier today.
I'm here
No,
for it.
I am very excited to talk about my new obsession, Traitors. I have been following, and I am all caught up and ready to talk because I am so frustrated by this cast. This is genuinely, I can't help but like my skin just crawls watching some of these conversations take place.
It's it's kind of wild. I look. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna jump all the way into it. Before we do that, I didn't even introduce this channel properly. This is the Cup TV where we put the real and the tea in reality, and we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. Y'all know what it is, but I'm so
Mhm.
excited to talk about traders. That's what I'm excited about. So y'all know what to do. Hit the subscribe button right now. Right now. You should do
Right
that
now,
right now. You should do that.
don't
I
wait.
got look, I got Lewis here and everything. You should do it right
Right,
now.
Lana finally unlocked the basement, and I finally made it to a video. So,
Period. Like here. So you have to subscribe to this channel, and because we're going to be talking about all things, well, most things competitive reality television. Y'all know what I've said in every video. My mission for TV is to get 1,000 followers by the end of the year. So I ain't too proud to beg, and I'm going to work extra hard to make sure that we are here every time a video episode drops of Traders US, um, the challenge, everything that's coming up this season, we're going to cover it that we can. So I am making I'm putting it out to you that I will do my best to make sure that the TV channel covers everything, but I need you to promise that you will subscribe to this channel. That's all I need. It's free. Hit the button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things. We have three other channels that you could subscribe to. All those links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast channels and our Patreon, which is down there. You can go and get our Patreon to get early access to some things and exclusive content across all four channels. And all of our socials are down there as well. So do all the things,
all
follow
the
us,
things,
do all the things.
all the
You know,
things, all
all of
everything all at once.
it. Everything all at once. But yeah, so let's get into it, Lewis. This episode.
Oof.
It felt like everything just happened out of nowhere for me. It
It,
I don't know.
it felt like okay. So last episode was like mess starting to brew. This just feels like concoction of mess
Yes,
everywhere, all across the board.
all across the board. It's just like, oh, okay. So we do see last thing we saw we saw Maya get banished the next day right
Mhm.
after Armani, which was savage. But and then we saw Kasim gets well, Maya got murdered. Kasim got banished
Yeah.
at the round table. And Kasim, of course, was unfaithful. And everybody was like, oh my God, this doesn't make any sense. Uh, th- I- Dan and Joe get into it because Dan is like, I knew it. I knew it. I told y'all I knew it. And Joe was like, why you got to make everything about you? Why is it got to be so personal?
Personal.
And Dan was like, I'm not. I'm just saying what I knew. I could do that.
Uh,
Then
yeah, it was funny to me. I think Joe said something along the lines of, "I don't feel so like I don't feel any like personal whatever because he did
right.
that bit." And then Dan was like, "Well, he had the right to do that bit." And then Joe was like, "Why are you making it personal all the time?" And I don't know, it feels a bit contradictory.
I feel think like everybody's taking things personal, even if they don't want to take it personal.
Yep.
Everybody takes it just a little, and it's we all know we can say this, me and you included. We say it's a game. We
Mhm.
know it's a game, but
Mhm.
every time you're playing a game with your friends, and you know these people are your friends, and they turn against you at some point, it's always a little bit personal. But it's how
Yeah.
you deal with it afterwards. You be like, "Oh, that stung!" Like, could you? How could you come for me and you know I didn't do anything? And then they be like, especially in a game like this, you're like, oh, I'm a faithful. And then
Yep.
they're like, oh, I feel so bad. I went against my friend and they're faithful, blah, blah, blah. It's after you handle it afterwards. Like if you still mad at this person once the game is over, then I feel like, okay.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it's okay to take it a little personal.
Yeah.
It's okay
Absolutely.
to be in your feelings a little bit and be like,
It's gonna sting. It's
it's gonna
absolutely gonna
sting.
sting.
And it's money. This is real money involved. If this was
Mhm.
like, look, if this is the crap we play, Lewis, where ain't no money involved and ain't no stakes at all, and we just playing just to be playing, then yeah, okay, we get over it faster.
Yeah.
But when it's real money involved, like could change people's lives, then yeah, you take it, you play harder. You play harder, you take things personal, and it's like, oh, it is what it is. Look,
It is.
I get
Yeah.
personal when there's $20 on the line. I'm like, I need that $20, you know. So of course we're gonna take it personal when it could be $100,000 or
Mhm.
whatever. So
Absolutely.
so, but yeah, everybody was upset, and uh Livy is still like, I knew it. I knew because it's Freddie. Y'all know it's Freddie. It's Freddie. And I don't care what you say, it's Freddie. And she's pissed off at Tyler because Tyler flipped around and flipped the script, and all of that stuff happened. Everybody's mad. So we
Mhm.
get into to the castle today, and folks are still kind of just like, I don't, we just got rid of Cass and it didn't make any sense, blah, blah, blah. We know it because it's Freddie and Tyler. I can't believe you turned on us and you flipped it up and you switched it up. And Tyler's like, no, I didn't. I just didn't feel it in my heart in that moment. I listened to Leon. I listened to Leon. That's what I did. I listened to Leon. He told me he put other
Mhm.
ideas in my head. And Leon is like, you are a grown man. You can
Right.
make your
You can make
own
your own
decisions.
decisions.
Your vote
Absolutely.
is your vote. I was just saying that my gut was Cass. Now I'm wrong, but that was my gut. It is what it
Mhm.
is. And Tyler was like, yeah, but I listen to you. And when you say stuff, you're like a powerful voice in the room. And I was like, why does it feel like Tyler was trying to put a target on Liam? Like, you're the strongest voice in the room, and I listen to you, and people listen to you. And I felt like that was a little foreshadowing later on in this episode.
Potentially. No, that's potentially what was happening just there. Yeah. Having said that, I don't think. I mean, maybe he had more of an influence before the last vote, but I don't
Yeah.
think Tyler had that much of an influence in the way the edit was making it seem. I don't know. I don't think Tyler had that big of an influence, to be honest.
I don't think
Um,
Leon had that big of
I
an
don't think
influence.
Leon had that big of an influence. I don't think any if anybody, maybe Leanne, but I don't think Leanne was trying to force anything. So no. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know we saw it in the turret with that Mina and Linda had to make a decision if they were going to seduce and recruit someone or if they were going to murder. They decided to seduce.
Yes.
Now, the three people on the short list that they were going to seduce was Fazia, Anna, or Freddie. And I was like, pick Fazia.
Right. I mean,
Please pick
please
Fazia.
please pick Fozia. Like, it's clear that they were going. They shortlisted. It's clear they shortlisted Anna and Freddie because they knew they were already in the firing line, and they
Right.
can try and maybe get heat off them by voting them out and then being like, "Oh, I am a traitor," if they were
Mm-hmm.
voted out. Um, I don't even know if they needed to recruit at that point in time. To be honest, if that was me, and maybe it is just foresight because I've been able to watch the
Right.
show, I would have just kept
Murdered
on
somebody.
murdered because at least up to that point, Linda's target had seemed to have shrunk.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were in the firing line if they went and decided to murder again.
I would have murdered.
I would have.
I would have murdered, and I probably would have murdered someone like uh I probably would have murdered like Frankie because it's like nobody would think it's them. Like, why would you murder Frankie? Frankie is so off the radar, and like, or at that point, you murder either Freddie or Livy, and let the other one start catching a ras for it.
Right. Yeah, you either murder someone who you can easily link with someone else to get
Yep.
the scent off of you, or murder someone that no one could link to anyone really.
Right.
So yeah, either of those options would have been fine. Um, Even then, I would have probably murdered someone like I feel like someone like a Dan would have been a fine murder.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. But I think Mina needs to save Dan for a little bit longer because I
that's
think
true.
Mina and Dan are the closest in the house, and
Hmm.
I need Mina to off Dan when everybody is like starting to get close to think it's her, and then they know her and Dan are close, and she offs Dan, and they're like, Mina would never do that to Dan. Like that's crazy.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my only with Dan right now. And still, I hate the fact that Jake has such a hold over Linda. Like she can't murder him, but I don't think nobody's gonna vote him out.
Nope.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
But they decided to seduce, and they decided to seduce Anna, and I was like, she's saying no. She is saying
Mm.
no. I knew right away she was gonna say no because after all that crying that she did just that night, she was crying and talking to Dan and was like, I would never do that. That's so I've been honest, I've been faithful, I've been
Mhm.
great. Da, 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 da. I was like, she is not the type to be like, you know what, I'm gonna be faithful because she realizes the moment she became the traitor, she'll be the scapegoat.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
she realized that, and that was very smart of her. Kudos to her for thinking about that and realizing, like, yeah, because the heat is already on my name, so it makes sense for them to like scapegoat me right on out the way, and it just be it. But
Mhm.
it was wild. But Anna says no.
Anna says no. I mean, yeah, if I'm in Anna's shoes there, I'm thinking my time here is probably limited anyway.
Right,
So if I am going to be voted out, I'd rather be voted out and stand at the front and say I'm a faithful, which I have been this whole time, than to say
right,
I'm a traitor just because of this, just because of the traitors who are clearly trying to set me up here.
absolutely,
Um, she probably thought that she was going into the next roundtable and will probably that would have been probably her last roundtable. In fact, I'm quite impressed. We'll get
Mhm.
into it. Where
Well,
I'm
yeah,
quite impressed by how little she was
yeah,
spoke about after that breakfast.
absolutely. But so since Anna said no, no one was murdered.
Nobody.
No one was murdered, but we did see Mina and Leanne both get shields from Alexander and Fazia. So Mina had having that knowledge of having a shield could have always spun the story. Like, oh, I think they tried to kill me, but I had a shield. And Leanne could have and or just wait and see if Leanne did it. And one of them could have spun that story like, I think the traitors were coming for me, but I had a shield, so they didn't kill me. And it
Hmm.
is what it is. So um I think with Mina having that knowledge, it helped her out. But they didn't know who had the other shield. They didn't know that Leanne had the other shield. And so when Claudia told them that, she said no, they knew everybody was coming down for breakfast the next day. Everybody shows up at breakfast and everybody's shocked. And
Yeah.
everybody's shocked. Um this brought some suspicions between Leanne and Lisa because Leanne tells Lisa that she has the shield. And Lisa says, oh, okay. Not, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. Or, oh, wow, that's amazing. Just, oh, okay. And I don't know if that's just Lisa's nature, but if I was in Leanne's position, I probably would have thought that was a little suspicious myself. Like, you, as a faithful, you're not even happy for me to get a shield.
Um. At the same time, if Lisa was a traitor,
Uh huh.
she would have already knew that by Leanne sitting there in the breakfast room with her, that they clear. If Lisa did try and kill Leanne, she'd at least put up the like. I'm not if I, I'm not looking too deep into Lisa's reaction. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa would have known what had happened if she tried to kill Leanne and Leanne was still sitting there. Lisa
Right.
would have already known what that meant for her.
I mean, but she could have been playing a part. Like, so
Right.
who had the shield? And Leanne was like, it was me. And she could have been like, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
oh my
that's
god,
so
yeah.
like it could have been a little bit more of a reaction. So I understand both sides, and I understand where you're coming from. I understand where Leanne was coming from, but Lisa was just like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh, I needed a little bit more reaction. But Lisa's like, oh, okay, you got the shield, so cool. Kudos to you. Like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But Mina had already announced to the people who were in the room that she got the shield, and they were like,
Mhm.
"Yay, that's so
Yeah.
exciting!" And then that's the juxtaposition of Lisa's. Oh, it's kind of like, so I understand Leanne's suspicions about Lisa at that point, and then Anna comes in, and everybody comes in, and Anna's looking around, and she's just like, "I wonder if I should say anything." Should I
Mhm.
tell them I was recruited, but then I said no, but then they'll probably think I'm lying. What would you have done? Would you have said something if you got recruited and said no?
Um, I mean, if I'm in Anna's position where I've had heat coming my
Mhm,
way and the traitors have tried to recruit me and I've said no because I know that the traitors are trying to kill me off.
mhm,
Um, I I mean, hindsight 2020.
yeah,
I think Anna's played it really well.
mhm, mhm,
I really do think Anna's played it really well. I don't know if she's I don't know if she's probably gonna. I mean, I don't want to talk so far ahead. I'm
mhm,
worried for her. I'm worried for
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Um, I'm impressed, really impressed that she got no heat coming her way at all this episode. It didn't feel like she got any heat coming her way at all.
right. It's kind of like very much people were like, I'm gonna pull back from Anna. I think I'm a little
Hmm.
suspicious, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't know
Yeah.
because Lisa said she's gonna pull back from Anna. Dan said he was pulling back from Anna. So it's kind of like everybody still has suspicions, but they go pull back. They don't
Right.
really want to
Like,
put the heat
I'm
on
gonna
her.
shelve this for now.
Right. I think
Yeah.
Frankie said the same thing. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shelve this for now. And it's just like, wow, interesting that she
Yeah.
went from all that heat to almost being voted out to nothing. Quite impressive. Quite impressive.
Hmm.
But so we get to find out that the mission is going to make them scream. That's all Claudia gives them. It's gonna make them scream,
Scream.
and
Ooh.
ooh, and you are going to play it in twos, but it's an odd number, so somebody gets to go by themselves, and automatically Dan is like, me, I'll do it by myself. And I think because Dan know he is not a team player, he is like, this is
Mm-hmm.
the perfect opportunity for me to be the destiny of my own fate. If something happens, it's on me, and it is what it is. So he took the opportunity to go by himself, and so they get to the mission because really nothing really happens. Some conversations, little conversations here and there.
Little
Still,
conversations. Yeah.
still talking about who they think. Any ideas? Maybe it could be. Maybe it ain't. Yeah, just no. But they get to the challenge and they pull up in front of this demented carnivals, like I want to call it. I was like, oh, this is not a fun house carnival at all. This is
No.
no, this is weird. But they pull up and Claudia comes out and explains the rules that two people will go into this thing and it's four doors. They have to pick the right door. You pick the right door, you keep on going. If till you get caught up. And if you get picked the wrong door, your balloon gets busted. And each balloon is 1,000 pounds a piece. And so if you make it all the way through, that's how you bank the money. If you don't, pop and you're out. And the first team to make it through not only banks their money, but they get shields. So it's a game of chance. It's a game
It's a
of,
game of chance. Yeah.
do I pick the right door? And so they was Claudia said, who wants to go first? Everybody was like,
Mm.
not you, not me.
Mm.
No. So Lisa and Linda, who are partners, was like, you know what? Fine, we'll go. We'll go. And I'm like, okay, cool. Somebody got to go first at
Yeah.
least.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read too much into them going first,
Yeah.
but
I don't think there was too much to look into it.
everybody didn't agree with that.
Right. Right. No, no, no. Some people didn't agree with that. I think it makes no sense to look at them sideways for that.
Not for that. It's
No,
plenty of reasons to look at them sideways. That was not one of them.
that was not one of them. If anything, I mean, it gets brought up later on, but I just think if you're looking at them sideways, thinking that one or both of them are a traitor just because they wanted to go first, surely it would make more sense for the traitors to try and go in the middle
Right.
because they want the shields. No,
Right.
I think the traitors do want to get the shields because
Absolutely.
it means they have more options on the table. So I'm astonished that that has a that got brought up as a reason to look at them sideways. Yeah, it made no sense to me,
It
but
made no sense. I was like, that's not why I would look at them sideways at all. But because nobody else, it wasn't like people were like, I'll go first. I'll go first. And they said, no, we'll go first. Like they didn't break up. Nobody was saying anything. Everybody was
nobody
like
was
looking
saying
around. I was
anything.
like, oh no. So they took one for the team, as they put it. Like we'll go since nobody really wants to go. So we'll go. And they go and they have to describe the doors so that the people can hear, and so they know what door not to pick if they pick it wrong and which door to pick if they pick it right. Linda and Lisa do exactly what I thought they were going to do. They picked the wrong door first, which pretty much I think anybody who went first would probably
Yeah,
have picked the wrong door
yeah.
first.
Your odds are not in your favor.
Not in your favor. So I think Dan goes next and he picks the wrong door also. So he's out.
Can I just say his scream felt very scripted. Like
Very
it felt like the producers told them, right, when you
you
pick the
have to
wrong
scream.
door, you have to scream.
Like, like some of them felt a little genuine, like he just felt like
Oh.
oh no, here comes a clown, scary. Like it was
Big,
very
big
produced,
scary.
big scary clown. Ooh. It was very produced. I will agree with you. I felt like some of them was like, okay, don't believe that scream. Don't believe that scream at all. Some of them I
No.
believe. But we see I think I can't remember who else went through and didn't make it out. I think Francesca. No, I can't. Francesca and Joe. I don't remember.
It's beyond me.
It's beyond. I don't remember. I do know Leon and Leanne finally got, because I think Francesca and Joe got to a really good point and then they
Yeah.
lost it at the last one. That's
Yeah.
what it was. They
Yeah.
lost it at the last one. And so they didn't go out. So Leanne and Leon went next. And then they got all the way through. So they get the shields and they bank £1,000 in the bank. And then everybody else just went on through because they got they described the doors so easily and so well that everybody's just like, yep, this is where we're
Yep.
gonna go. So it was
Mm-hmm.
easy peasy lemon squeezy after the first person got through. And
Yeah.
so yeah, Leanne and Leon got shields. Leanne got a second shield in a row. Like, good on you, girl.
Good on you,
Work.
girl. But that's someone I mean, I'm surprised that didn't get brought up.
I would have been like, Leanne, girl,
Mm-hmm.
you really want to go after everybody? Got it right. That shield seems very much important to you. Why is
Yeah.
that? Like, I would have been thinking about that. Like, I think about people who actively go for shields because I feel like traders would want shields so they could have them to make sure they have more options to kill people. Like, if I have the shield and I know I can kill 7 people instead of 2 people I don't know
Yeah.
have shields, or 2 people who has, like, I would want the option. So if I was a trader, of course I would go for the shields. And it's just like Leanne had 2.
Right.
So I would be thinking about her. I would be thinking
Mm-hmm.
about her. But nobody seems to think about Leanne at
No.
all. Everybody, I think she has made it into the category of 100% faithful to a lot of people, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, huh.
I mean, good for her. I mean, yes. I mean, yes, she is. She is a faithful. I'm just
Yeah.
surprised that the logic of. I feel like most people's logic is backwards in terms of
Mm,
what um evidence hints you should be looking at.
mm-hmm,
So yeah, I mean, famously in this episode, Fozia and her bringing up Linda and Lisa. When yeah, I'm still hung up on that. That was a very bizarre reasoning to point at Linda and Lisa. I did like when we all came back from the mission and Fozio and Linda had that conversation, that
mm-hmm,
Linda then pulled Lisa aside
mm-hmm.
and tried to, because that up to this point, that felt like the one point where it felt like Linda was actually trying.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I have been saying it like, oh my God, I've been saying it since the beginning. I was like, Linda is doing the least amount of work as a trader. The absolute minimum that you can do as a trader. Armani was doing way too much, and Linda was doing nothing, like little to nothing as a trader.
Mhm.
And Mina has to be in the middle, so navigating it like the queen that she is, because she is navigating this perfectly right now.
Absolutely.
But Linda was doing the absolute minimal to do
Minimal.
anything as a trader. And so, yes, I agree. This is the first time Linda was like, you see what she said? Let me tell you what she
Mhm.
said. So Lisa, she's putting doubts of Fazia in Lisa's head, and it's like, if Lisa brings it up at the round table, then we could kill Fazia, and it goes back to Lisa. Like, everything has a place, and this was the first time I thought Linda was actually doing trader work
Yeah.
in a really good way.
Mhm.
But I
But
don't know, because it was interesting to me. I was like, Fazia, that's not a reason to look at somebody sideways. She ain't 100% wrong, but she looking
right.
at Lisa more than she looking at Linda, which I'm like, uh,
Mhm. Yeah,
okay.
that's the one that surprised me the most, especially because Fazia specifically had that conversation with Linda and not with Lisa. So I
Hmm.
was surprised that if anyone, Lisa got the brunt of it that rather than Linda.
And Fazia is not the only person looking at Lisa at this point, because now Anna is like, mm-mm,
Uh-huh.
it's something about Lisa.
Something
It's
about
something
Lisa.
about Lisa. I don't know. And Leanna's like, yes, because when I told her I had the shield earlier today, she said, oh, like this is it's like everything is coming back around to this reaction that she gave. And so now everybody, she's like, I don't know about Lisa. This is something I'm just not sure about. And so now people are starting to talk about Lisa and how they don't think she's being honest and something ain't right. And it's just it just it just ain't right. It just ain't
Mhm.
right.
No.
And so now Lisa knows that she has heat on her. But then before we can get to the round table, Clickgate happens. Clickgate happens, and all hell breaks loose on Clickgate. Like, don't tell people they in a click because that is unforgivable. Like, what we are not gonna do is say I'm in a click. We just not. So Freddie is talking to Tyler and Leon and some other people who are sitting around, and
Mhm.
Leanne is sitting on one side talking to Mina, and they're off the other side of the room. And Freddie is like, yeah, I feel like it's a click for me. Side note, he gets this whole situation from Mina, who is doing the Lord's Traitors work, going out there planting the seeds that the clique of Leon, Leanne, Livy, and Tyler, out of the four, one of them have to be a traitor. Somebody
Mhm.
got to be a traitor. And it just makes sense. Like, I don't understand. Mina has said this to Dan. Dan is like, that makes sense to me. Like, somebody in that group has to be a traitor. It just makes sense. The numbers make sense. It just adds up. And so
Yeah.
Mina has set this plan in motion from the mission, in the car, back at the castle. She's putting out little seedlings. Mina is doing the Lord's work as a traitor. So then it all comes to fruition when Freddie is sitting there talking to him and like, y'all are kind of clicky, y'all clicked up and everything. And I feel like the probabilities of one of y'all being a traitor is probably higher than not.
Yeah.
And Leanne is like, who's in a clique? And
Mhm.
Tyler's like, you think I'm in a clique? And he's like, I mean, y'all are the tightest, y'all are the closest, and y'all talk a lot, and it feels like y'all might be. And I'm like, they're not wrong
They're not wrong in the
because
fact.
they are in a clique.
Yes,
Like,
they are in a clique. They are in a group. They are grouped up together.
they're grouped up, and it's not a
I'm.
bad, but
I
I
don't
guess
think
they don't
that's a
like the word
bad.
clique.
I don't think that's like a bad assessment, and I think they. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being like, okay, yeah, maybe we do spend a lot more time with each other than
Others.
others. I think the reaction to being called a clique was maybe a bit exaggerate. However, I also do get that sometimes, well, most times, the clique as
Mm-hmm.
a word is kind of there's connotations of being, I don't know, when I hear
Exclusive.
exclusive and
Yep. Not
exclusionary
we don't
and
let people in.
don't let people in and bullying, and I don't think, and if I don't think anyone thinks that of them.
Mm-mm.
It's
No,
just that
no.
they spend more times with each other than not.
It's not it's not false.
It's
It's
not
it's
false.
that's the thing. It's not a false assessment to say that you are clicking up. But yes, the connotation of the word click is like we're exclusive, we're a tight group, and we don't let anybody in, and we're so blinded by each other we can't even see or think that the people in this clique are or could be a traitor.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like, I know for sure I trust these people 100%.
yeah.
And so they were like, no, we're not a clique. That's not who we are. That's not fair to say. And Leanne was a little upset, but
Leah? Livy, oh my god.
Livy was fuming. She was
Human.
fuming. That's my British word for the day. No, she was she
Oh
was
my god.
fuming though, y'all.
L
She was
She
so
was, oh my god.
mad.
Livid
She was
Livy.
she was bugging out. She was like, Freddie, you are trying to do this because I accused you, and now you're trying to accuse one of us, and I don't think that's right. And I'm like, Livy, that is the game. That is what we're in. And yes, Freddie is trying to deflect the name off of him onto somebody else. And it's a possibility that four people who have linked up together, one of them could be the traitor. Nothing Freddie said was wrong. Nothing
No.
Freddie said was a lot, or it's, that couldn't have been a possibility. But Livy reacted so aggressively and so mad and so emotional. I would have been like, is she the traitor? Because she acting too. She
Mhm.
like, and folks like, she's too emotional to be a traitor. I don't know. I, even though I know who the traitor is, I
Right.
would not. I would not put that past somebody. To be like, that's my thing. I'm gonna play this super emotional person that people think, oh, she could never be the traitor. We'll know she a traitor from the get go. Like her whole attitude will change. No, I'm gonna be super emotional all the time. But she just got so defensive. She
Mhm.
was so upset, and I was like, Livy, I honestly, I don't know how long this girl gonna last in this game. Not by being banished or murdered, but just her emotional state. She might walk away because
Right.
she is just. Well, I don't think she's gonna last that much longer. I think.
But it's also, but also it did feel. What felt like the craziest thing to me is she wasn't even there for that conversation, and
No.
she's only getting this one side of it. I think she took what Leanne said,
Mm-hmm.
maybe exaggerated it in her own head,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah,
Yeah.
sent all this fury heading to Freddy's way. Like I don't know. It felt like yeah. It wasn't that at all.
It wasn't what she thought it was, and she wouldn't let Freddie mention what he was trying to say. She kept cutting him off. He couldn't finish his
Uh-huh.
statement, and I'm just like, I don't think you understand the game we're playing here. It's the heat is on him. He
Right.
needs to try to get
He
the heat
needs to
off of
deflect.
him.
Any
Any
self-respecting player in this game would want to deflect onto someone else if they're in the firing line.
faithful or not,
Exactly.
you still have to get the name off of you so you could stay. And
Everyone
it's just
wants to stay. Like
it's the
this is
whole
money.
purpose of it. It's real good money. So it's
Right.
like nobody wants to walk away from 100,000 pounds,
Yeah.
possibly. So yes, of course he is going to try to get his name off the heat off of him. And Livy took that very personal. And I'm like, I don't understand why you're taking it so personal when you literally just voted for this man last night.
Right.
You were gunning for him. He was saying all day, you're gunning for me, Livy. And she's like, no, I'm not. Like, yeah, you are. You're literally gunning for him. You're voting for him. You voted for him last night. You literally said because Maya said he was a traitor, you believe Maya, he's a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gunning for him. And she was
Yeah.
kind of just like, no. She was just very emotional about it. Leon, on the other hand, was like, I don't like being called a clique. I don't want people to think I'm clicking up with people. So I'm going to go talk to Freddie and try to, squash this and let him know that that's not who I am. That's not what I'm trying to do. And if I am clicking up, then I need to be more open to talking to more people because I feel
Uh-huh.
like if people are seeing that and saying that, it has to be some substance behind it,
Yeah.
which, duh,
Yes.
absolutely. Because even he admitted, okay, yeah, maybe I do talk to these people the most. And Mina was like, let's be honest, y'all. When the four of you are in a room, I don't feel like I can pipe up and say things because y'all already come together with your minds and y'all vote together. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like a voting block. So they kind of was like, oh, well, maybe we are kind of clicking up. I feel like maybe it took Mina saying something for them to realize maybe we are. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Mina is
Yeah.
doing the Lord's work even when she ain't trying to do the Lord's work.
Right.
Love her. I just absolutely. I am such a fan of her in this show. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make. It doesn't make any sense. And it was from day one with her. I was like, something about her I like.
There's something about, yeah, exactly. No, I honestly, probably one of my favorite traitor castings in a while on the traits. I haven't seen. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite traitors in any franchise so far,
Ooh,
personally.
ooh, I love that. I love
Yeah,
that. She's eating it up, and
she's eating. Yeah,
she is eating it up, and I'm trying to think of when it will come down and like come on
it's
her.
it's going to, yeah,
It's going
it's
to
just
eventually, but
eventually, but like,
I think
I
she's
don't
the
know.
kind of person that could wiggle her way out of it. Like if the heat comes on her, I think she'll have enough people to defend her.
I've,
I just,
I just think for now, everyone is just looking at all the wrong context
mm-hmm,
clues.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, Mina's doing fine because she hasn't,
Nobody said her name at
exactly,
all.
nobody's saying her name at all. No.
At all. So it's like, ooh, but
Um,
we
yeah,
see there. So Leon and Leanne go talk to Freddie, and Leanne is like, "I don't believe you're the traitor. I just don't believe it." Because Freddie is like, "All I'm trying to do was, just saying the probability that somebody in your group could be a traitor because 4 y'all click together saying that this is what it is, and I'm just saying the possibility that one of you could be, and I don't know. I'm not trying to say." And so Leanne was like, "You don't have a name. You don't have any inkling." He was like, "I mean, I think Tyler." Maybe, but I don't really know for sure. And so in that moment, Leanne and Leon start thinking like, we have to start looking at the people
we have to
closest
start
to
looking
us.
at Tyler, and then it gets brought up that Tyler was the one who did not stick with the person that he said he was going to vote for in
Yep,
heading into the round table.
yep. Because
So
Tyler was going for Freddie all day yesterday and then voted for Anna.
yeah,
Oh, Cass. Cass. Voted for
cast or
Cass.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, voted for Cass. And it was like, so they were flipping like he flipping on us and he maybe, maybe. And then all day today, he was like back on the Freddie train, back on the Freddie train. It's Freddie, it's Freddie, it's Freddie. And so Leon and Leanna like, so if it was Freddie today and it was Freddie yesterday, why did we vote for Cass yesterday? And now
right.
you're back on the Freddie train. So we expect us to believe that you're going to vote for Freddie again when you didn't vote for Freddie before.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, so that seed of doubt is now in their head. And Freddie, fantastic job of getting the heat off of him as well because he's like, throw him a bigger fish. I already got heat. Here
I
go a bigger fish.
I can't help looking at this edit, just thinking that Freddie kind of just stumbled his way out of out of the firing line. Well, no, he was still in the firing line. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but
Oh
like he
yeah.
kind of stumbled his way into safety for another another
It was
day.
just like he just kind of pushed somebody else in the way. It was like he just bumped into him, and Tyler was like, "Oh, why am I here? How did I get up here?" Okay, it's just like out of nowhere, and then we see Dan pull Mina aside. It's like, "It's Tyler,"
It's
and I'm
Tyler.
like, "She's like, what? How? When did
Gotta
that
say that
happen?"
that conversation that Dan had with Mina had mini player written all over it. Like, the
Yeah.
way the way
Oh,
his conversation,
absolutely.
that conversation was so quick. I was like, "Yep, that's the
That was the
org,
mini player.
that's
Yep,
the
yep, yep.
org coming out of Dan."
That's that. Let me bring you in the room. We got 2 minutes. This is what we're gonna do. And this the plan. It's gonna be Tyler, and we got to just go tell anybody, and you dip out. You just leave
I
the
was
room
fully
real quick.
I was fully ready for someone to jump out saying room limit. Um,
Room limit. I was waiting
um,
for somebody to pop in the room like, oh,
oh,
look. I was waiting for Tyler to walk in the room, and they be like, oh,
oh, oh.
oh,
Like Tyler was just like backstage waiting to be pulled in,
right,
and they
waiting to
heard.
come in. Like, oh, so you think it's me? What? I would never.
That's a very niche reference that a lot of
Very
our viewers
niche. Yeah,
probably
I'm
don't.
sorry.
Yeah, no.
If you play
If
Orange, you know what we're talking about.
yeah, if you played it. If you haven't, look it up. I guess.
Look it up. Well,
Yeah,
maybe not that one.
maybe
It's
I don't
not
know.
there. Some of them are still online somewhere, but
Yeah,
Anyway, look, we're going
wait.
off the rails. Uh, see, this is what happens when I recruit Lewis because I have other people to talk to. Um, so yeah, so everybody's chit chatting and moving around, milling around, trying to figure out who they're going to vote. Of course, the round table is about to happen. Round table happens. Everybody comes in and they sit at the round table, and Leon starts it off, and he's like, "Yeah, I know. I want to break the ice a little bit." He said, I don't know. People have been saying what I've been clicking up with Livy and Leanne and Tyler, and I just want people to know that's not a thing. He said, and then I felt like we've been going at this the wrong way. He said we've been looking at others instead of looking within, and I feel like this may shock some people, but my suspicions are now on you, Tyler. And Tyler's like, what? Where did this come from? He was like, I mean, you were on Freddie yesterday. You're on Freddie all day today. And I feel like when people are pushing somebody, it's to deflect away from them. And you've been pushing Freddie all day and all day yesterday. And then you didn't vote for Freddie. And then now you're back on Freddie. And I feel like you're pushing. And you're very adamant about it. I think it might be a way to take it off of you. And so Tyler's like befuddled at this moment.
And Livy.
Yeah.
Livy was very shocked when she heard Tyler's name.
She was just like, wait.
Yeah.
Then Leanne jumps in and is like, yeah, Tyler, I just find you a bit suspicious. And I don't know what it is. I just think you have been on this, I don't know, you've just been on, just not reliable. You're just not as, you've been back and forth, and I don't know what. And Tyler's like, and she was like, and you smiled at people when they were bad. And she was like, I smile at everybody. You're mad at me because I smiled at people? She was like, no, I'm not mad. I'm just saying I've noticed you smiling when people are banished, and you know.
And then Livy was like, no, that's just Tyler. That's just him who's an H. And Livy was like hard defending Tyler at this point.
Yeah.
Like that she trusts that this is just Tyler and that's just who he is. And
but then Jake pipes in out of nowhere, was like, okay, yeah, you might be smiling, that might be who you are, but like you were defending Armani so much, and like I feel like you were defending her so much maybe because you knew who she was and you didn't want her to go, and then like I felt like somebody was protecting me. He was like, and like this is what cracked me up. He was like, I feel like we're close. And Tyler was like, how are we close? And I was like, oh, not that. And Jake was like, I mean, I think we're close. Tyler's like, we're not that close. And I was like, oh my God. Savage. I was like, Jake was like, well, I thought we were close. I was like, ooh, well, you thought you had a friend, huh, Jake?
No, that was hilarious. And then I believe this is when Lisa starts getting a bit of heat thrown her way.
Yep.
I can't remember who started. Oh, go ahead.
I think it was Anna who brought up Lisa, but not before Olivia can make sure she get Freddie's name out there again.
Oh, right, yeah.
She was like,
yes, of course.
She was not gonna let Freddie rest today. She was gonna put Freddie's name out there, and was like, I just believe who you are. But then Anna pipes in to talk about Lisa. But go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, I think Anna brought up. I can't remember what specific example Anna brought up.
Anna brought up her reactions and how she was like comforting her, like you can't, like, why would you do that? You just voted me out, and then now you're going to come.
Oh yeah.
And then we had was it Francesca? One of them said, Lisa, you kept saying stuff like and I would on somehow God as my witness. God's my witness. I'm a faithful.
Yeah.
And so Francesca's like, oh, you bringing up this religion thing, and it's like I would hope you, as you are a traitor, you wouldn't do things like that. And Lisa was just like, no, I mean, I said, in God is my witness, I am a faithful, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
so, yeah,
and yeah, she said something along the lines of, "I would never use God's name in vain." This is all leading up, and we'll get there.
yeah,
Probably my favorite Traitors UK moment ever. But we'll get there.
yeah. We'll get.
Um,
But yeah, so Lisa's name is out there, Freddie's name is out there, Tyler's name is out there, and everybody's just like freaking out. Like, I don't know. And Livia's like, I don't think this is Tyler. Y'all making a mistake. This isn't right. I think it's Freddie. But like, everybody's talking. Claudia says, silence. No, no. Claudia says, the time for talking is over. Right in the middle of the conversation. So I'm like, oop,
ooh,
well,
well, there
okay.
was a lot going on.
There was a
So
lot happening, and she
yeah.
just silenced them all. She hit the mute button, and everybody
Mhm.
had to just be quiet. It was just like done. I was like, "Oop, well."
Oh, wow.
So it's not time to vote, and baby, I thought this was gonna be so much closer than it was, but
Mhm.
it was not even close.
No.
Freddie got 2 votes. Lisa got 2 votes, and all the other votes fell on Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler being banished for smiling.
Well, it's that, but it's also the click.
The clip.
The click was a big conversation piece, and the switched votes, the saying you're gonna do one thing but doing a different thing.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
And Tyler was like, if I get banished, just look at Leon and look at Freddie. Just look at them. Just
Mhm.
look at them. And Leon was like, go ahead, look at me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But go ahead, look at me. Freddie was like, me? What did I do? I'm like, he's like, just look at him. And
Uh-huh.
so Tyler gets up there and he's like, I love you all. This is all a game. But I'm a faithful.
Right.
And everybody's got it. Livia is sobbing.
Mhm.
She's like, I knew. I just knew it. She's losing it. Leon is like all the faithfuls, of course, are like, man,
Yeah.
we did it again. We
We
did
did
it
it
again.
again.
And
Yeah.
Claudia is savage. Claudia's like, faithfuls, what are you doing? What are you doing? The traitors
Are
are
you
laughing
saying
at
it?
you right now
They
because the
are.
traitors are killing it. And
Mhm.
I was like, they are kind of killing it right now.
They are.
But they Livy just got to leave. She's got to leave. She don't want to deal with it. And people are starting to like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. We just got to leave. So they disperse out of
Mhm.
the room. And Freddie tries to hug Livia. She's like, yeah, it's fine. He was like, I don't want it to get personal. I don't want it to be. She's like, yeah, it just hurts. I get it. I understand it's a game, but it just sucks because we lost a good person. He was my bestie. And then, of course, they bring up again Lisa talking about as God is my witness. And Francesca brings it up to Lisa and was like, okay, this is Charlotte said it first. It's my
Yeah.
bad. Charlotte said it first, and Francesca said it. And so she was like, this is the second time this is brought up, and I need to clear the air. So come
Right.
with me. And Frankie was like, not right now. She was like, nope, come on. Come
No,
on.
no, I need to say something.
I need to
I need to clear something. So, and then she pulls everyone into one room, which granted, I think everyone was there, but was Mina there?
Everyone was
Because we
not there.
no,
Mina was
not
not
everyone.
there. Not
No.
everyone was there. Because Mina and Dan was outside talking.
Like how you gonna throw a house meeting with half the
Right.
house?
Everybody ain't there. How we do
um,
that? But she brings them into the
and then,
library.
and then by this point, I know what's about to happen.
Yes, me too.
But it's what I find so hilarious is, to me, I don't think it's that much of a deal. But maybe Lisa explains why it's so much of a big deal later on.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, God, all this dramatic music and like the tension and dramatic music, or to just say that you're an ordained priest.
And everybody's like, she's like, yes, I'm an
Like
ordained priest.
I was getting Big Brother US
Yeah. Ariana
when
Grande is my sister.
and then you're like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
okay.
Okay. What does that mean? It's like, yeah, that's the vibe it gave me too. And it was just like, ah, they were like, what, huh? And so they were like, well, I mean, why couldn't you come in and say that? And they were like, I mean, I 100% believe. Well, somebody said, I think it was Joe, was like, I 100% believe you, but why didn't you come in and just say that? And she was like, well, what kind of person would every murder mystery needs a priest, right? Murder mystery movie needs a priest. And I was
Right.
like, true, but
Um,
everybody was feeling it and understanding except Anna.
except
And
Anna. Anna still believes there's a potential that she's lying about being a priest.
but the priest, I mean, which I ain't that mad. I would not fully believe that either because it's like if you were a priest, you would have came in here and said something. But I understand why Lisa didn't
I understand
because.
why she didn't. Yeah.
But then Anna's like, if you're a priest, why would you even come on Traitors? To what you could have had the potential of being a traitor and would have had to lie. How would you have handled that? And it's just like facts. And she was like, she could be lying about being a priest. Why are we just all 100% believing it? Anna's not
Right.
believing Lisa at all. She's just like, I don't think so. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't know what the repercussions is from this. I don't know if people are going to believe Lisa or if those who don't just don't
Mm-hmm.
until the show is over. But like, I don't know. If somebody came midway through a game and told me they were a priest, I don't know if I would
It's
100% believe them.
it's an interesting angle. I didn't understand the relevance of it until she pointed out that,
She took it over.
but she took that oath, yeah, and it
Uh
means
huh.
that she
Can't
can't
lie.
lie, she can't, yeah, yeah. So it's an interesting angle. Now I understand why she had to hide it or whatever. Well, if even if she had to hide it, what I don't know.
I don't even know why she came on the show if you take an oath and say, I've taken an oath not to lie. And then you get on a show where it's based on you probably could have a chance that you might have to lie.
Yeah.
So, like, if she would have gotten picked to be a traitor, because it's not like they could, she was like, you know, she had any control over being picked as a traitor or not. What if Claudia wanted to just play some sick joke and see what she'd do with it and, make her a traitor? How would she lie to these people when you make an oath not to lie?
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you go
It
back and be like, okay, God, I'm sorry, but I'm about to play this game. So, time out on being a
somehow.
priest. Time out.
um.
Until I get banished or whatever, timeout, and then I'll come back, clock back in once the game is over. Like, how do you do that?
Right. Um. Yeah. Like, do lies not count if you're in a social strategy?
It just feels like it does. Like,
Right.
look, I am a Christian woman. I believe in the word, and I love God, and I do all of those things. But I play these social strategy games, and I know I'm going to have to lie to some people. And the good thing about God is He gives us forgiveness.
Right.
So I can go and do my
um.
thing and be like, okay, God, I'm sorry. All those lies that I just told, please
Absolutely.
forgive me. And we move on. But like, I would never take an oath not to lie and then go on a game where I'm probably going to have to lie and then
Yeah.
go against my oath. Like, I don't I don't get it. I don't
It's
understand it.
it, either way, as as someone who, I mean, as someone who was watching the show, I enjoyed that angle. I
Mhm, mhm.
enjoy, and I think the casting team,
Oh, they did a
oh,
good
they're
job with
loving it.
that one.
Yeah.
I think you got to because I want to see what the repercussions are going to be of this. Now that they know this, are everybody going to consider her 100% faithful now,
Hmm.
or is it going to be more people like Anna who don't believe that this is actually true and this is an angle that she's using?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I just know that I'm interested. I'm be set to watch
Yeah.
how this turns out. Period.
Um.
But yeah.
I can't remember if there was anything.
Mm,
I know there's one last thing that's very significant. Um, I mean, there's been other stuff that we maybe missed along the lines. I mean, Dan started throwing Joe's name out. I don't think it gained much traction. This was during the car trip to the the
Yeah,
mission.
this
Uh,
gained no traction at all.
no traction. We had Dan having that conversation with Mina, and we
Hmm.
had a confessional about Dan feeling okay. Up to this point, he'd been feeling very invincible, not invincible, but like quite
Like,
accurate and on the money.
right,
And this was the first time where Dan felt okay.
I'm all the
Maybe
way
I,
wrong.
maybe I am wrong, and I maybe need to rethink how I'm looking at this game.
But then he
Um,
turned around and said, "Mina's my girl. We both was the city was scout."
Scousers, so they're both from Liverpool. So they're
Okay,
both,
so okay,
yeah.
so they're both scousers. He was like, "She's my girl. I trust her." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"You should trust her. Continue to trust her,
Continue to trust her. Yes,
please,
absolutely. Please do.
please do." But I don't think anything after that. It was time to go to bed.
We did have Anna telling the one
Oh
person, yeah,
yes,
Anna
yes.
telling the one person she told was telling that she tried to, she was almost, she was asked to
Recruited
almost recruited, like asked to be a traitor, and she declined. And she told Charlotte.
Charlotte,
I,
and I don't know if Charlotte was the best choice,
are you not?
but I feel like Charlotte's a good choice for Anna because, but I don't think Charlotte has the social agency where people will believe Charlotte either. Like, if Anna doesn't have the social capital where people believe her, that she didn't, if she didn't feel like they would believe if she actually turned it down and she actually is a traitor, I don't know if Charlotte has the same thing because Charlotte just a few episodes had heat on her as well. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out because I think Charlotte could be a mouthpiece for Anna and be like, well, Anna told me this. And that's if Anna dies. If Anna is murdered tonight, then Charlotte will definitely sing that song. But I don't think it's going to be Anna. I don't.
You don't?
Nope. I feel okay. So let's go to the turret.
Yeah.
Mina and Linda are talking, and they're like, "We failed at a recruit last night, so we don't need to try it again. Let's just murder somebody because I felt like it was a wasted thing. We didn't get to murder anybody. Let's just go back and we just murder somebody, and we'll think about recruiting another time." And so they were like, the short list was Freddie,
Yep.
Livy, and
Hmm.
Anna.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all good names. Anna, if you pick Anna, they don't know if Anna told anybody because they were talking about it. They asked if they knew if Anna said anything, and they think they got away with it. And if they completely think they got away with it, they'll kill Anna. And if that's the case, oof, I don't want them to do that. That's a foul move. I need Anna to think all the traitors aren't coming for me. I don't think
Mm.
I wouldn't kill her right away, and I don't think they will. I think they're
I
going for the setup. I think they're going for the setup, and I think Livy is going to die, and so
Mhm.
Freddie can get more heat on him.
I hate that so much.
I hate it too because I love Freddie.
I love Freddie.
I love Freddie.
He just seems so like
He's
innocent.
so
Oh, like
so cute.
when he was bawling his eyes out at the round
Oh,
table yesterday, I
oh,
was oh
broke my heart. Broke my heart.
I was watching. I was like, oh, this feels vile. I love
Sick.
it, but I don't at the same time.
It's so sick. I was like, "That's my little baby. Like, don't do that to Freddie." Oh, I just
But at the same time, like, you'd think it would be too obvious, especially with how defensive Freddy has been. He's not going
mhm.
to kill Livy.
Mm,
I don't.
think they
I
should
don't know,
kill
but
Freddie.
at the same time, I don't trust any of these people on this cast to have that sort of logic.
I mean, they thought Freddie killed Maya after Maya called him out.
Right.
So I think they'll think Freddie killed Livy because Livy called him out twice.
It's
And it's
so stupid.
so stupid. I would I think they should have killed Fasha, if we'll be honest.
I think that
Fazia.
was probably the best choice for them because
Mhm.
you can't link. I mean,
Fazia or Alexander would have been probably the better choices.
Right, because okay,
because
you can't link Fozzie to, but maybe it isn't a wise choice to go Fozzie
all
because there's
because
a link with
Linda,
Linda.
Lisa, yeah. So
L-
pick Alexander.
Alexander, no one's gonna get the heat, but also mainly Mina and Linda are not gonna get any heat of it,
Because
and
especially because Tyler, well, he's gone now. But Dan also knew that Mina got the this thing from
yeah,
Alexander. Nobody would think Mina would kill Alexander.
nobody. And you're not risking killing Anna and finding out that she had that conversation with Charlotte. So
Right.
yeah,
I don't know what they gonna do, but I just know that I'm sad to watch the entire thing play
I
out.
I'm excited to watch this. Listen, this season so far has been very very gripping.
Mhm.
Like I've had my eyes glued on this show from the start. Frustrated, absolutely. I am
Mhm.
absolutely frustrated watching the show because you watch these shows thinking there's no logic in some of these accusations, but yet they're so, I don't
They
know,
feel so
like
passionate about it. They feel so right.
yeah,
And
they
they're
feel
like,
so
"But
right,
you're
and then they
so
find out.
wrong."
But the people that are wrong, like the people that are in the firing line, who are trying to deflect, are also deflecting in the wrong direction as well. So
Right.
it's.
Right.
Uh,
Uh, it's crazy. But I'm gonna do a quick draft update because David lost Tyler. So David is now tied with me for 5 people left. Logan has 6 people, but Logan could be in some serious trouble if the banishment goes the way either one of us think, or I can be in trouble if it's Anna. Hopefully it's not Anna at this point because I don't think that's a wise decision for it to be Anna. Um, but we'll see what happens. We're going to be back tomorrow talking all things Traders UK. We will also be here tomorrow talking Traders US because it started today as we're recording. So it started literally an hour ago. And so I'm going to go watch that as soon as I finish here. I have lots of television to watch this tonight and tomorrow. And I'm excited because it's Trader season, baby. I'm excited. I love Traders. I love the show
I
so
am
much.
very excited to see how the US stacks up with the UK this season.
I'm
Um,
I've already seen some parallels in the challenges that we're gonna have this season. So I'm
right,
like, I hope we don't have full parallels and it'd be something different. They already started off different, so I hope we don't have the same challenges every in the same order. But I know we're probably gonna have some similar
right,
challenges from US and UK, and I'm okay. It's always interesting to see UK with regular common people against US, which is reality celebrities, and
yeah.
how that dynamic plays and but I'm still interested and I'm sad watching both of them, so I can't wait to see how it works out. We'll be back to talk about all of it though. We'll be back tomorrow definitely because we got to watch episode 6 of UK, and then we'll be
Hmm.
here talking about episode 1 through 3 on US traders. So y'all know what to do. Let me put this ticker back up because it was down because of the pictures. But follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, until we are no longer on some platforms because we're being banned off of TikTok and we are probably leaving Twitter. Who knows? But we'll see what happens. Those are the socials. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below. Our audio podcast link is down there as well, so you could follow us there if you need to check us out on the go. Our Patreon is down there, so if you want to join us for our Patreon and get some early access and exclusive content, that'll be great. You can follow Lewis and myself on our socials as well. Um, yeah, Twitter and Blue Sky is the same for me, and
Hmm.
Instagram is right there if you want to do that.
Yeah.
And get your merch. Get your cup merch.
Yes.
Yes, the merch, the mugs, all
I
the
am
other things.
I am the last person to say yes as if I'm also. I'm still yet to purchase.
I, I'm rolling my eyes at Lewis from this point. I just don't ever think it's gonna happen. So it is
It
what it
is.
is at this
It
point.
is not a context clue. I am not a traitor. Don't banish me. I
I
just.
look. This is the last time I recruit someone who doesn't have cup mugs. I will say, um, but as a fellow trader, I'm just gonna get out of here because it's time to go. So,
Oh.
woo,
Oh
I
right.
gotta,
Yes.
I
I'm.
gotta get
I'm.
out of here.
I'm sitting on mine. So let me just.
Just not that, but bye, y'all. Cheers and good night.